Ayo, ayo. What's going on, you guys? Yeah, it's been a day for me. It's been a fucking day for me. Um, I guess let's just sit down and talk. That's all I can do. That's really all I can do today. And that's okay. You know, I don't even know where to start, to be honest, because I feel like this morning I got so much clarity as to like why I've been kind of feeling the way I've been feeling for a while, but I guess today has been a lot of just me not being able to accept that a lot of this is just built up like resentment and anger from I think my teenager years when I was a young guy, young teenager who just wanted a little bit of validation and love from their parents and never got it, and it just sort of made me chase it, and I feel like there have been times recently where it's almost feels like it's completely like healed and I don't crave validation. I don't crave that sort of like approval from other people, and then I have a day like this. And then I have a day like this where, where I've spent basically like a lot of it just searching for that and completely ignoring kind of the blessings and the good things that have come today, which I don't know why I've done that, but I think I am in this sort of like headspace right now where I'm just like, let me just like sleep on all of this. And just try to like wake up tomorrow and like start with like a new frequency, a new energy. I don't know if that's like the best thing to do, but that's essentially where I'm at right now. Yeah, I don't know. I just haven't felt the best today. And I don't know if it's just me or if it's just like a group thing, because I've heard the same thing from like one of my friends. He also had this experience today. And I don't know, just like the energy today is just like, I don't know. I don't know, man. Yeah. I don't know what to feel. I don't know how to feel it, but I do feel better in the sense that like I wasn't in work today, so I'm really grateful. And I guess I can sit in that gratitude now and just be like, okay, well, we got a day to rest and recover, which if we go back to the start of today, that was my intention. I did want a day to not deal with a lot of people, and it's been nice, I guess. But I don't know. It still kind of feels like there is some sort of like, I don't know, like block, some sort of anger within me. And I think another part of it could be that I'm realizing like that I'm not really like living up to my potential and like what I could be doing, at this point in time, and I think and it just came into my mind right now, and I'm gonna give you guys the example, which is today I today in my mind I was just like in my like inner dialogue, and I'm like, girl, if you just whip the camera out and you just like start like going off and like talking and like all of this, like there's your video, there's your vlog, like it's done, it's a done deal. But it just still feels like there's something that's like blocking me and preventing me, and that thing is sitting right here. And it's in my mind, it's in my brain, and that's what's really blocking me. My biggest hurdle in life is myself. And getting over these ideas and these thoughts that I have sometimes that really limit me, because I get so many ideas on a daily basis. Like, so many things that I just like think about and want to like talk about and like, put my little like my little flavor onto, and it just kind of feels like I I don't know. I feel like I stop myself, and I don't know. I just want to see myself in this lifetime being able to like fully express this vision and like I don't know, like Jacob, like I really do believe in you, and like you have been showing up, you have been doing your thing, but there is the next step that you are scared to take, and I understand why, because maybe you'll get some sort of rejection, public rejection, but the thing is, like, you've been doing it, like all of this shit, all of this like bullshit that's in my mind, it's like you need to understand that you've been doing it this whole time, and all you have to do is just show up and be yourself, which when you are yourself, it's it's actually really easy, and it doesn't take any effort. And when you're really your true self, that's yeah, that's the gold, that's the good shit, that's the good stuff, not this chasing shit. Like, it's today has been so chasey. I've been chasing something, and it's like instead of being something, I've been chasing it. And it's like, what's the point, girl? What's the point? Why are you putting all this time into chasing after something instead of just being that person now and creating from that place, it's sad to see, but and yet we've arrived here 7 minutes into a video, um of me in my apartment whispering to a camera because I feel like I'm being listened to, which is fine, but girl, you want to do social media, you gonna be listened to regardless, you gonna be listened to, yeah. So yeah, but yeah, I really felt that this morning. Like, I was walking to therapy, and like even after the session I was like like, girl, if you just recorded your inner dialogue, like you literally, like, the video was making itself in my mind. Like, all I needed was just to whip out the camera and just go for it. And that's something I can still do, that's something that I've experienced and I will experience again, and it's not something that's, like, I think my issue is like I get caught up on the details and the kind of how and when it's gonna happen type of bullshit, instead of being it and doing it and trusting that the path will reveal itself on the way. I get caught up in just thinking of, oh, like I need I need a schedule, I need some sort of like some sort of security that it's gonna like work out. Like, girl, life is unpredictable, like things can take a turn so easily. Like look at where I was at the start of this week versus today, Friday. Like, that's a different frequency, love. Like, Monday morning I was still very open, I was still in a very creative place mentally, and by Friday, girl, we are tired, we are chasing, we have we have discovered that actually we're feeling a lot of emotions that normally I'm really good at just sort of like releasing and feeling, but in this case today, for some reason, I've not been able to release them, because I guess because I'm also realizing like how long I've held this within me, and that is also frustrating to like admit that actually, oh yeah, like I've had this like anger and resentment towards my parents like for a way longer time than I want to admit, and it's so it's like I have to just be the fucking clown. I have to just be on my clown shit right now and just admit it. Like, all this time I was like, oh yeah, I feel like I have such like a good like growing like relationship with my parents. Like no, that's all bullshit. Like this whole time, like if you are being honest with yourself right now, you have been holding a grudge, and that's okay. That's most people do. Most people have some sort of grudge against their parents, and like yeah, it's your parents can be very good teachers, because like all the things that you resist, all the things that like you find the most triggering, is what you can learn the most from. Like these triggers are there to reveal something within you, you know but and I was talking about this today with my therapist, but I was saying how sometimes it does feel like, is it even worth it being around them? That's how negative sometimes the energy I feel from them is. And yeah, and that's still something I'm I'm thinking about, because I don't speak to my parents on a daily basis. Like maybe we speak once a week, and most of the time it is out of this sense of like obligation. Like I can't really think of the last time where I was like, oh, I can't wait to like talk to my parents and like tell them something. And that's so sad to admit, but like it is the truth. It so is the fucking truth. Like I can't remember the last time where I was like, oh, I'm so excited to like tell my parents this, or like talk to my parents, see how they're doing. I can't remember the last time. I really can't, because like most of our interactions and conversations are based on obligation, like that. Oh, I'm gonna call you because I feel like I have to, so you feel safe, so you feel validated as a parent. I've always been giving them the validation and then not getting it back, so of course it's like I don't feel like I want to be around that, because it feels like the relationship is very much just I don't know, it doesn't feel balanced. And right now I'm considering, like, is there a reality where we do get to a healthier place? Maybe there is, maybe there isn't, but then is it worth it? Is it worth it in the long run? And these are hard questions, because this is such a primal relationship, such a, I don't know, just such a, I don't even know how to describe like relationships with parents. I feel like they're linked with our survival. They're linked with who we were as a child. They have the most emotional resonance over us. I feel like, out of every relationship you've experienced in this form, it's like your relationship with your parent or whoever raised you is going to have the most emotional resonance with you, because when you were young, you was learning to survive. You was learning to survive and adapt to the world. So of course the people who showed you how to do that, you're going to remember that, and that's going to stick with you. But then there's the other side of it where, also the things that limit you, the things that, like, the fear they've put into you, the limits of how much success you can achieve, what kind of person you can be in this world. These things also stick with you. And for me, my experience was, I um, I was someone who, I was always creative. I was always like, when I was young, I was such a like emotional, like loud, creative kid. And my parents, all they wanted was, a kid who would just behave and who would just sort of be that like perfect thing that they do right. They wanted to give me like another chance at creating a like rich life, I guess. I think this is the same sentiment for a lot of like parents. um but throughout my childhood, like I would express myself, and I would be, my own like energy. I think that's what I love about like children so much, is like they're just not afraid to just be themselves and like fully express what it is they have on the inside. And I was that, and from a very young age I was told to make that smaller and smaller, and to make myself, I guess, just easier to be around, just, more acceptable for, I don't, for what reason, I don't know, maybe because they weren't able to handle their emotional stress in their life. They just needed someone who was easy to manage, so all of that was sort of pushed onto me. I was taught to put these things to the side and not really like express them. And yeah, and that kind of creeped into my teenage years and then like my young adult life. But I guess recently it's been just, I've changed that. I've started to express who I am on the inside, and it's been so amazing, the kind of life that I've created, the kind of people that I have in my life now. I feel so grateful for, and the fact that I am able to attract opportunities and new things from this person that I am now is, it just all feels so aligned. And yeah, does that mean my life is perfect right now? Clearly not, girl. You're watching this video of me basically telling you how it is on a bad day, but I'm gonna sit here, I'm gonna have a bad day, but I'm still gonna be grateful, uh because you create negative things out of that negative energy. Let's be real. If you stay there, you ultimately, the reality will affirm, what it is that you're thinking about. um so yeah, but yeah, ultimately I want to end this with some gratitude and really just say that, Jacob, like, I accept you. I accept you as you are right now. Like, yeah, you're not doing the most. You're not, but I love you as you are. And yeah, you know, growing can be uncomfortable at times, and we're always growing. We're always learning something new. Uh, but yeah, today I guess just having that patience and just accepting yourself. That's what we gotta do. But yeah, I do wanna, like I said, let's do some gratitude. Let's end this with some gratitude. Really raise the vibration, because this is how you do it, right? Let me teach you. Why not? Why the fuck not? So what am I grateful for today? So today, of course, getting to not having to wake up to an alarm today was amazing. Like that was tea. That was tea. I hate waking up to an alarm throughout the week. Here's the thing with me though, like I will every single day I will wake up more than likely before the alarm, but it's just the fact that I know it's there. It just, so today I'm grateful that I didn't wake up to an alarm. I will say I'm grateful that I got to go for a walk and that it wasn't like raining like crazy. Like, of course, today was definitely a lot more of like a rainy day, but like it wasn't giving like drench showers. It wasn't giving like storm wind. It was just a little bit of rain, so that was fine. So I got to do a walk, which, listen, you got one walk today, but listen, we might need another two, three, maybe four walks before we're good. Yeah. I got to be in nature a little bit today, so I'm grateful for that. I'm grateful that I got paid today, and oh, I got to have like an acai bowl in town. That was delicious. That was so good. Oh, it's the best thing. Like I've had some good food in this lifetime, but nothing beats an acai bowl for me. An acai bowl and sweet potatoes, my two favorite foods. So I had that today, and then yeah, and just getting to have the therapy session. That was eye opening. And yeah, and just having like a warm apartment to like stay in and relax and recover today, like that is something that I'm really grateful for as well. You know, just the fact that I'm about to sleep in a nice warm bed and I don't have to worry about food or shelter. Like, girl, like, look how lucky I am, you know? So, thank you. So, yeah, like I always say, thank you for all the blessings you've given me, and thank you for all the blessings that are coming my way. And yeah, I will see you guys very, very soon. And yeah, enjoy the rest of your day. Bye.